Hey everybody! I should have read about this before I started this video or something. It'll be fine. This is Mayateria sanluqueña. So it's Mayateria. Maeto is a farmer, grape grower. So this is a winery of a bunch of farmers, small farmers. Corta Raspa is the name of this label, and that Corta Raspa itself is a method of pruning the vines. Corta Raspa, Raspa. I'm trying to from what I know of all the Italian words associated with pruning. Raspa, I think, means like the stick. Corta is like trunk or something. They're similar. They're words that have like similar but different meanings, but they have to do with the branches of the vines. Anyway, so that's where it comes from. Producción limitada. I don't speak Spanish. 600 Aniña. Okay, so this is the Aniña. So what this is? Let me come right down here to your level. There are four different farmers who are all too small to bottle wine on their own. So they're working together to have a little tiny winery, but they own separate vineyards that have been passed down in their families, and they do the farming separately and basically make the wine sort of separately. So there are four of them, and there are four different wines made under this Corta Raspa label. This one is made by the farmer Rafael J. Rodriguez Jimenez. Rafael J. Rodriguez Jimenez, third generation de Maetos, third generation grape farmer. Vino de Pasto de la Viña las 40 years en Aniña. Albariza de Tosca Cerrada. I think this is 40-year-old vines, and the name of the plot is the Aniña plot, the little tiny Aniña vineyard. 600 here. That means you made 600 bottles of this. 600 bottles. That's like 50 cases total production. That's like one barrel, small barrel. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm just, how do we even get this in America? How is it that I have this? How did Alvaro get this? It comes from Selections de la Viña. He sent out an email newsletter a week ago, and I was looking through it, and it's like all these modern natural wines with labels that look like they're anime or like tattoo art, like eggs with neon wings flying through the air. And then there's a picture of these four Spanish farmers who look really uncomfortable that they're having their picture taken, and all the wines have this identical label. And I was like, those, give me those, sign me up. So anyway, let me drink this now and I'll talk about it. So this is another, I was talking to someone earlier today about it. I was delivering this to the Blue Hill Wine Shop, and we were like, is this non-vintage? Is this vintage? There is nothing here. Oh, 2018. All right, so this is vintage. All right, that's what I was thinking, that this is such small production that this has to be basically a single vintage. It's bottled Fino and Rama. The grape is Palomino Fino, so it's one of the grapes that Fino Sherry, it's the grape that Fino Sherry is generally made from. I'm assuming this spends some time under floor. I don't know how long. I don't know what vessel it is aged in, but then it is bottled en Rama, which means no filtration, no fining. So it's naturally farmed vines, hand harvested, natural fermentation, ages under floor. It's a very natural wine, but it's an extremely traditional wine. But it's like a different world. It's outside of my normal experience. Like, I'm used to drinking, like, all the wines that I normally drink fit into this like profile of like, they have these commonalities of winemaking and they're wines. This, because it's aged under floor yeast and everything, like, this is different. This is different in a major way from most of the things I drink. So I'm going to shut up about all of that, and I'm actually going to drink it now because it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I just drove like 400 miles all around Maine delivering wine, and I just want to drink this wine now. It smells amazing. It's racy, like lemongrass. Someone else said pineapple to me, and it's a little bit like that, but it's not sweet smelling. It's like, it's a little bit more, it's a little leaner and more like citric smelling. More fruit, not really flowery, but maybe a little bit of like apple blossomy. Kind of smells like pears to me as well. Pear, apple. It's so clean. Like, yes, it's a tiny bit oxidative. You get a little bit of a nuttiness in the mid palate. And there's a meatiness on the finish that lingers. It's saline, it's salty. In an oceanic, like the Atlantic, like salty, briny, like eating oysters kind of way. But the acidity is so electric and wild. It's not super like sharp. It's not like the acidity of like a Sauvignon Blanc that's had tartaric acid added to it or something like that. It's the acidity that you get from wine that has aged under floor. That's like a tiny bit oxidized. It doesn't really taste oxidized to me. Like there are some of those telltale like fingerprints on it of like a little bit of a taste of almonds and things here. But it's just so fresh and zippy and alive and intense. But the acidity is this like wild, spicy acidity that I don't know what the biological chemical process is, but I associate it with like floor yeast, with those bacteria and that process of like what those yeasts do. Anyway. It's so clean. It's very refreshing. But it's also just so different. Yeah, there's a little bit more of like a savory quality that comes in on the finish. It's so like uplifting. It's definitely something that I like. You could drink a lot of it. It's 11% alcohol. I would love to drink this outside on a hot day. And I am frustrated that I'm going to have to wait months and months and months for that to happen. I could crank the heat way up, like here or somewhere. I wouldn't want to do it here at my house and like just sit there. I could go to a sauna somewhere and drink this like ice cold in a sauna. That would be cool. That'd be a great thing for me to do sometime this winter. But yeah, anyway, barring that, I'm going to have to just wait until next summer. It would be fantastic with Serrano ham. When I was delivering this to the Blue Hill Wine Shop earlier today, that was their plan. They were like, we are going to get really, really excellent imported Serrano ham, and we're going to sell it together as a package deal. Great idea. It's so lemony. It's like lemon. It's like drinking like lemon water, lemon juice. It's like raw lemonade. It's crazy. Yeah. So 600 bottles produced. I got 48 of them, and now I've drunk one. So there's 47. And it's not expensive either. Like this retails in like the, low to mid 20s. It's crazy how awesome this thing is, how just exciting and special. So here you go. Something like that. Now, I'm going to go home. Have a lovely night. Goodbye, good people.